Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are filming a super exciting video because we are attempting to finish series that we have only one book left in. Now we have 3 series that we have 1 book left in, and we're going to try and attempt to finish them all this week. Could be a tall order, but we're going to give it a go. Before we get into the video, as per usual, if you haven't subscribed already, can you do me a favour and click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload, and join the amazing community that we have here on YouTube. Now that that is out of the way, let's get into the 3 series that I have a book left in. We have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. This is the last book in the Windy City series, and yes, I am actually partway through this book already because I will struggle to read 3 books in a week, okay? I will struggle to read all 3, but we're going to give a little bit of a head start because I actually started this book at the end of last month. Today's the 1st of December. I am actually at page 347, and that means that we are almost there. We have about an hour and a half left to read in this book, and so far I am absolutely loving it. I am obsessed. Rio is just absolutely adorable. Liz Tomford can do no wrong in my eyes. This book is just, oh, it's just everything that I needed, and I just cannot. I'm obsessed. Don't normally like a second chance romance, but when Liz Tomford does it, turns out I like it. You've got this. This is Hallie and Rio's story. They were neighbours as children, and they fell in love, and then they split. They went their separate ways, and obviously they find their way back together in some way, shape or form. I can't remember what's on the blurb, so I don't want to give anything away. I may as well just read you the blurb actually. Hallie: when I was 11, my family moved next door to his. When I was 16, we fell for each other. And when I was 19, we broke each other's hearts. 6 years later, I've landed an internship with a big name interior designer in a new city. Unfortunately, that city just so happens to be the one he plays hockey for. I thought Chicago was big enough to avoid him until I unknowingly move in right next door. Even worse, my new job means I have to renovate his house. I may have loved Rio DeLuca once, but I'm not the same girl anymore. Rio: I never thought I'd be the only single one left in my friend group, but after years of trying to find love, I've concluded it may not exist for me anymore. That is until I accidentally hire Hallie Hart to renovate my house, and I find myself rewinding memories I've kept secret for years. That connection that I've been looking for since I moved to Chicago, I found it when I was 12 years old. And now the only girl I've ever loved is moving into the house next door again. Like, what are the chances that they become neighbours twice in a lifetime? Like, none. I love it. I don't care. I absolutely love it, and it's just insane. It's so cute. And the whole, like, the name Rewind It Back and the reason why it's called Rewind It Back is just absolutely adorable, and I'm so tempted to tell you. I don't think it's a spoiler. The cuteness in their relationship and like just the individuality and the way that they just fit together so well when they were kids, and seeing it all happen now as adults, and like the kind of awkward like refinding each other and realizing that they're neighbours, and they obviously split for a reason, and finding out that they hate each other but you don't quite know why, and oh, it's just so good. We're going to be trying to finish this tonight, so obviously I'll be doing some reading and I will be hopefully finishing this, and then we can catch up about my thoughts when I finished it. Then we have The Dare, which is the last book in the Briar You series by Elle Kennedy. I read the last book ages ago, absolutely ages ago, and I need to finish this one because I have like 2 more Elle Kennedy series to read after this, but I can't read them yet because I've not finished this, and they're like the children's series of words. Basically, I need to finish this book before I can read the other ones. I don't know what it's about, to be honest. I won't read the blurb yet. I'll read the blurb before we start it so that it's like fresh in the memory, because we're going to have to pick between these 2 books after I finish Rewind It Back. So we will read the blurb and decide then, but we have The Dare. And then we also have Wisteria by Adeline Grace. This is the last book in the Belladonna series, and I actually read Foxglove a really long time ago, so I'm going to have to try and remember what happened at the end of that book so that I know what's going on in this book. I have the American hardcovers, and I have to say they're quite pretty. I don't normally like people on covers. Like, I really don't like this cover, for example. This, not good. This, I actually like it. It's quite cool. I'm going to attempt to try and read all 3 of these, which is why I kind of got a bit of a head start on Rewind It Back, but we're going to see what we can do, because obviously we're doing 75 books, so we're doing an hour and a half of reading every single day, and hopefully we will be able to get through these. Obviously they're kind of like romancy, so they don't take a lot of brain power, which is exactly what I need right now. I am also audiobooking a book at the minute, which is completely irrelevant for from the video, but I thought I'd just tell you anyway. I'm actually audiobooking the Nightblood Prince, which is one of the fairy loots I have. Yeah, I'm like only 5 chapters into this at the moment, but just thought I'd let you know that as like a little bonus for the video. I'm hoping that these are going to be some good books because obviously I love Liz Tomford, and I can tell you right now I love Rewind It Back already. I normally love an Elle Kennedy, especially the Briar You series, so I'm really excited about The Dare. Wisteria I'm less excited for because I loved the first book, but the second book kind of like, I don't know if it's because I listened to them on audio last time that I just maybe didn't gel as much, so I might try and read that one in physical and see if it does more for me. I'll update you when I've finished. Last night I finished Rewind It Back and it's a 5-star from me. I am honestly so sad that this series has ended. It's been one of the best, no, in fact, it is the best romance series that I have ever read. And I'm just honestly so upset. So upset. But I know that she's bringing out another series, and the first book is on my 26th in 2026, so hopefully it will live up to the hype. I absolutely adored this book. One of the reasons being that Rio has been in all of the books so far as like kind of like a background character where you get to see his personality and you get to start to love him, but you don't get to fully understand his personality and the way he is fully until obviously you delve into his history and his relationship with Hallie, and it's really sweet to finally see him get his happy ending, and it kind of just really rounds out on this really like nice note. I don't know, it's just really cute. And I think the title Rewind It Back and the meaning behind that and the significance of music and rewinding it back, oh, honestly, I don't want to give the point away. It's not really a spoiler as such, it's really cute, but I feel like not knowing what it means made it even cuter for me. It's really sweet, and I think they have such little kind of quirks that are so specific to them and their relationship and who they are that are so ingrained because they were childhood friends that became lovers, and I just love that they're still who they are even after going through such a long time apart, and that was really sweet to me. I normally don't like a second chance romance, but this, it was great. And I think the family elements to it, so Rio has a very heavy significance on love and his, you know, understanding and his feelings about love coming from his parents' relationship, and he loves love. He's just so sweet with it, and to understand how families' actions can kind of have this cause and effect into other family members' lives was really interesting to me. And obviously I don't want to give anything away, but this book was, it was good. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend you read the series if you haven't already. I think it's just incredible. I'm going to stop talking about it now because I'm probably boring you guys, but honestly it was really, really good, and I am very sad. Yeah, I'm just happy I got these old covers. It came out with new ones and these ones are so much better. So yes, that was Rewind It Back. Now we have the task of picking between the 2 books I have left. The Dare, which is the last book in the Briar You series by Elle Kennedy, and we have Wisteria by Adeline Grace. Now I've decided I'm not going to pick which one of these books I'm going to read next. Teddy is. Aren't you, Teds? Teddy's going to pick for us. So that's going to come, but first we are going to read the blurbs so that we can see what each of them is about, and then we see which one Teddy would like me to read with cheese, obviously, because he's obsessed with cheese. So, The Dare. Everyone likes a challenge. College was supposed to be my chance to get over my ugly duckling complex and spread my wings. Instead, I wound up in a sorority full of mean girls. I already have a hard time fitting in, so when my Kappa Chi sisters issue the challenge, I can't say no. The Dare. Seduce the hottest new hockey player in the junior class. Connor Edwards is a regular at Greek row parties and in Greek row sorority beds. He's the one you fall for before you learn that guys like him don't give girls like me a second glance. Except Mr. Popular throws me for a loop. Rather than laughing in my face, he does me a solid by letting me take him upstairs to pretend we're getting busy. Even crazier, now he wants to keep pretending. Turns out Connor loves games, and he thinks it's fun to pull the wool over my frenemy's eyes. But resisting his easy charm and surfer boy hotness is damn near impossible, though I'm realising that there's much more to Connor's story than his fan club can see. And the longer this silly ruse goes on, the greater the danger of it all blowing up in my face. Then we have Wisteria. I'm hoping that this is not going to give anything away, because this is the 3rd book in a series, and the first 2 books, Belladonna and Foxglove, were a continuation, and if this one is selected, I will have to do a recap roundup of the first two so that I can get into the right place for this. Hello, love. Aris may have whispered the words, but his voice was a weapon that slipped through Blythe's skin and was struck to the hilt. I hoped you wouldn't make it. She squeezed his hand, forcing her own smile onto a face she hoped looked half as vicious as his. I wouldn't have missed this for the world, my darling. Though do feel free to divorce me tomorrow. Think I remember the end of the last book. Think this is going to end up being Blythe's book. We'll have a little read up of what happened if this one is selected. Obviously we'll have to read up on it if I get to it at the end of this vlog after the dare if that one's picked. So either way we'll be reading the bloody roundup, okay? I'm not going to read it now just in case. Those are the two books we are selecting. So let's see which one he wants to pick. I am going to try and read a little bit of this. I've actually got a really busy day. On Tuesdays I go live on TikTok, but I have a YouTube video that needs to go live tomorrow because my Patreon members get early access. So even though I upload on Thursdays, I have to get it live for the Wednesday for the Patreon members. Tonight's live, we are going to be editing a YouTube video because I've not started editing it at all and they take me hours. So I will be listening to the Nightblood Prince while I edit. Whatever book Teddy selects, I'm going to try and get just under an hour of reading done, or otherwise we're not going to get to start it today and I really want to start it today. But anyway, let me stop yapping. Let's get Teddy to pick this book. Right, Teddy. Go on then, come on. Sit. Face this way. Sit. Good boy. Gentle. Wait. We turn around this way, lover. Right, wait. Come on. Wait. Stay. Right, so we're going to pick between. I don't know whether to put it on the book or in front of the book. The Dare and Wisteria. So there's a there's little bits of cheese. Right, ready? Okay, go. Get it. Oh, he's picked the Dare! That was a very chaotic clip, but it's the only way we could get Teddy to pick a book. He loves cheese, so we gave him little bits of cheese at the front of each book, and he picked The Dare by Elle Kennedy. I am actually really excited to read this. We're going to read it. I have just spine trained it, so it is nice and ready for me to read. I'm going to try and read this in physical, see how I get on, because I figure why not? I only have a few romance books left on my TBR now, so I may as well get my physicals in while I can before we have none to read anymore. Let's read The Dare. We're going to get, I actually really fancy a glass of tango, like I never have like fizzy drinks, but I really fancy a glass of tango. We're gonna get a tango, we're gonna set up a reading space, and we're gonna get cozy and start The Dare. We have a change of setting today because I am going to sit down and read. It is that time. I managed to get to 60, I think it's 67 pages last night. Doesn't sound like a lot, however I did listen to my audiobook for a while whilst I was editing the YouTube video that went live, or will go live tomorrow, but it'll already be live when you guys are watching this. So I didn't have much time to read this over other bits, but what I did read was excellent. It's classic Elle Kennedy that I absolutely love. We have the female main character who she's quite, like, she's got the perfect body, but she thinks she's not got a pretty face, and so she doesn't have much experience with dating because I think her confidence is kind of held her back. That's what I'm kind of getting anyway from the beginning of it. And then you've got the really popular hockey player who can get any girl he wants, but he's kind of a bit bored and wants something more, but people just think he's this player. That's kind of where it's begun, and I'm liking it. They have this kind of fake relationship that's not a relationship. They're basically just like helping each other out, but they're actually getting on really, really, really well when they're together. So I don't know, I'm liking it. The chemistry is there, everything is just exactly how I want it to be. I actually enjoyed it so much I was like, I really don't want to put it down. So I stayed up later than I should have, reading it. So we're just going to spend a few hours reading and getting into it and see how we get on. We have just put the Christmas tree up, so I will insert that footage now. Our living room is just not the one. We need to decorate it so badly, but we need to basically tear the whole thing apart to redecorate. So it's a work in progress, but at least the tree is cute. We have like a little gingerbread house situation that my mum made on the, what's it called? Fireplace thing. It's not actually a fireplace. The thing below the telly. Whatever. But yeah, we have something there and it's dead cute. And we even opened, because neither of us drink, but we opened a bottle of Schlur and we had some Schlur whilst we were doing it. So I'm going to drink my Schlur, have a little cookie or something, because we bought some cookies before, read my book. Teddy is currently underneath the tripod getting a toy out of his basket. He's being cuddly and playful. But yeah, that is the plan. We are going to read and just have a chill evening. What are you doing, Teddy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Teddy like the tree? Yeah, you like the tree? I like the tree too. It's a pretty tree. A pretty tree and a pretty boy. You're too cute. You're too cute. You're a good boy. How are you liking the Dirt Teds? It's a good one. It's a good book. What would you rate it? I know I'm weird, aren't I, Teds? I'll leave you alone now. Good morning, guys. How are we doing? It is 8 AM on a Friday. It is actually still like dark outside. Well, the sun is setting. Don't mind my very messy windowsill. It is chaos in this room right now. But yeah, like I say, it is 8 AM on a Friday. I'm super tired. I have had the busiest week and one of the most stressful weeks at work, and it is taking its toll. I have a friend. Let's ignore said friend. I can see it in the viewfinder and it's not the one. Anyway, I'll try and turn this way. This is my better side anyway. I have been reading The Dare. I have been really enjoying it. I didn't film any content yesterday at all because I felt awful. I started a new dose of my ADHD medication, so I'm on something called Elvance, which I think in the US is called Vyvanse, and my doctor decided that because I did so well on the loading dose of it that they were going to skip a level and they were going to take me up to 2 doses to my current one, which is 50 milligrams, and it just absolutely kicked my butt. It's been, you know, increased heart rate, symptoms of anxiety, like it feels like someone's sitting on my chest, just headache constantly, and that was only the first day. I had a few of those symptoms on the loading dose, but not massively. It was definitely more the positives outweighed the negatives. I think it's just my body trying to get used to the new dosage, but it just freaks me out because I'm not good at stuff like that. So I basically got home from work yesterday because I was in the office and I sat on the sofa and I literally watched the Zara Larsson documentary on Amazon Prime. I watched that because I'm obsessed with Zara Larsson at the minute, and I literally sat and read my book for a while, scrolled on TikTok a little bit, just completely relaxed, and to be honest, it was what I needed. Like I said, I did read, so we are actually up to page 334 so far, and I am really enjoying this book, but I do have some thoughts now. I have a question for you. If I'm reading, because I now put the automatic chapters on my videos, if I want to talk about spoiler thoughts, can I talk about spoiler thoughts and just make sure to put it in a chapter, and I'll warn you guys beforehand that I'm about to talk about spoilers, and if you don't want to listen to them, to skip to the start of the next chapter? Would you guys be okay with that? Because I feel like it's going to add a different level to the vlogs. I do spoiler vlogs for Patreon book club members for the book every month, and I really enjoy filming those because I can actually talk about details in the book and what's annoying me in specifics. And for those people that have read the books or are never going to read the books, it might be quite interesting for you guys to listen to that, and if you haven't, you can skip that section and you don't lose anything. Obviously I'll still talk about things non-spoiler related first, so that you still get an insight as to how I'm feeling about something, but I have that kind of request of you. Let me know if you are okay with that, because I do want to talk about this a little bit. I'm going to do it non-spoiler in this occasion. I love Elle Kennedy. I love the Briar U and the Off-Campus series. The Off-Campus series, I think I gave like all of those books bar one, maybe 5 stars. I absolutely love them. Bear in mind I did read them in like 2022 or 2023, so it was quite a while ago. I really love them. And then the Briar U series, I have been reading sort of one book at a time for quite a while, because I got into the habit of, because I got sucked into book talk and content creating and buddy reads and just being pulled in a million directions while reading, that I don't really sit and get into a whole series and finish it. Whereas before I started book talk, I would literally start a series and I would finish it if all the books were out, or I'd at least get to the point where, you know, the last book that was out was read. I want to get back to that place because it's taken me a hot minute to get through this series, like, I kid you not. Yeah, I love Elle Kennedy. I think I've spoken about my thoughts on the Avalon Bay series in my reading wrap-up that I posted last week, but that series just didn't feel like her original series until the 3rd book, which is The Summer Girl. That was a good book. I advise you read that one. You could skip the first 2. They're good books. They're just not Elle Kennedy level books, if you get what I mean. I don't know if I'm making sense, but to me, I'm making sense. This has all of the makings of an amazing Elle Kennedy book, and I'm really enjoying it. The characters are really great. We've got Connor, who's the, you know, classic boy hockey guy who, you know, I think I mentioned when I last spoke about this book a few days ago that they're entering like some kind of deal, like to play a game, because there's this sorority girl that's like getting on Taylor's ass because of one thing that happened, and she constantly like takes the piss or like the fun out of her and stuff like that. So he's helping her out in that way, and she's helping him out because he likes to, you know, play a bit of a game and, you know, act a little bit. And so they're in sort of like a fake relationship situation, and obviously we can see where it's going to go because it's a romance book. Really enjoying it in the banter and the connection that they have and the relationship that they share, and like just the amount, just the way that they're comfortable with each other right from, you know, the first time that they meet, and having that ability to just chat shit for hours and there be no kind of like need for sexual tension or anything is just, yeah, it was really good, and I really enjoy that about this book. There's quite a few, obviously there's lots of different aspects. There's like family dynamics and relationships in there and lots of different things that go on within the plot. There is one bone to pick about this book, and that is that, I mean, people either love a 3rd act breakup or they don't. Most romance books have them, and I kind of am a bit indifferent as to whether, like, I like books when they have them and when they don't. Like, it doesn't really bother me all that much. This has 2 of them, and I'm kind of like, I get having one, but having 2, and like one of them was a 2nd act breakup. Like, it was literally like 50% of the way through the book, and then I'm now at, I think, 80%. And there's another one, and I just, yeah, I'm just not sure if I'm a fan of that. So I feel like it was just a bit unnecessary in the situation, and I still think that people should read it and it's a good book, but I just don't understand the point of doing it twice. I mean, some people might love it, some people might hate it. You can't please everybody. That's the thing about books. You literally can't please everybody. Like, it's just the way it is. Yeah, I've never read a book that's had 2 kind of 3rd act breakups in it before, and yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about its necessity, if that makes sense. Like, it kind of felt like the book was finished like after that one was sorted, like around this mark, and then I'm not sure why we're carrying on into something else. I don't know, but anyway, it's been good. I just, that kind of confused me a little, and I'm not quite sure, obviously I've got to read the rest of it, how it's going to impact the rest of the book and how I'm going to feel about it. But yeah, that's the first time that I've had that experience. Well, also the other day he went out. When he was out, he sent me a photo of this like bag, this paper bag that had books on it, and he was like, got you a present. And I was like, what now? And he came back and he was like, so I bought you a Christmas present. And I went to the bookshop and I was like, you know, looking around trying to find a book that you didn't have, and the store assistant came up to me and was like, can I help you? I need to buy a book for my girlfriend. And she's like, what about this, this, this and this? And obviously for him, he's trying to pick a book that I don't have. A lot of my special edition covers aren't the same covers that you would see in like the bookshop, so he's like, what the hell? They actually recommended him a book, and he came home and he was like, I'm trying to see if it's on your shelf, because he was like sat on the puff over there while I was sat here at my desk working, and he was like, I can't see it anywhere. And they said it was a new release. They said it was a spicy romance new release, and it's a special edition. This is the book. It's Blackthorn by J.T. Geisinger, and I've only read Pen Pal by this author, and to be honest, I read it quite a while ago, but I really enjoyed it. But this is supposed to be like a gothic romance. So apparently it's like a new release, but yeah, it's got like this really cute spread which is going to look fantastic on the shelves. But this is my first ever romance special edition, like hardback. I had a couple of sprayed edge paperbacks but got rid of them because they were just like individual ones. But yeah, how cute is that? And I'll read you the blurb. So on the back it says, a tautly written, deliciously gothic tale of a prodigal daughter returning home to family secrets and the man she can never forget. This crow thing is quite cool, like it's on the back as well. But yeah, it says a love to die for on the front. And then it says, in a town where the dead won't stay buried is love's salvation, or the deadliest game of all. 12 years ago, Maven Blackthorn fled her small hometown, leaving behind the wreckage of her mother's suspicious death. But now, drawn back for her grandma's funeral, Maven steps onto Blackthorn soil once more, only to find herself thrust into a fresh nightmare. Her grandmother's body has vanished. The Blackthorns immediately suspect the Crofts, the ruthless titans of the Croft Pharmaceuticals, whose bitter blood feud with the Blackthorns has spanned generations. But when Maven comes face to face with Ronan Croft, the son of her mother's suspected killer and the only man she ever loved, she discovers the forbidden passion they once shared is as alive and dangerous as ever. As long-buried family secrets claw their way to the surface, betrayal lurks behind every whisper, and old vendettas ignite anew. The deeper Maven digs for answers, the more treacherous the game becomes, and the one man she can never seem to escape is hiding a truth that could burn their whole world down. Blackthorn is a dark, page-turning gothic romance from the acclaimed author of Pen Pal. I've honestly never heard of this. I even tried to look it up on Goodreads and I couldn't find it on Goodreads. Oh, it's even got a map. What the... So yeah, I'm super excited about this. Obviously, it's going to be spicy. It's cute that you got it for me, and I'm definitely going to read it and see what I think, and I'll obviously keep you guys updated. But the great thing about this is I know this is coming, and this now means that I have 24 romance books on my TBR, which means I can now do a journal spread because it's an even number, and I can fit 6 on each page for 4 pages. So I'm happy about that. I think that's going to be my next video, so stay tuned if you want to see that. I just need to buy like a couple of bits so that I can actually do the journal spread as well. But anyway, I'm probably going to finish the day today off camera because I'll probably be doing it like on lunch at work, stuff like that. But I'll come back to you when I finished it and update you with what I think, and then we're going to go into Wisteria, which I'm kind of nervous about but also kind of excited, so we'll see what goes on. Let's start the day. It's now Saturday and I finished this. I think I had like an hour left of this to read last night and I finished it. It was good. I enjoyed it. The third act breakup wasn't as much of an issue as I thought it would be. It was resolved quite quickly, so I was happy with that. Do you think kind of unnecessary and could have been handled in a different way, but overall did really enjoy it. 4 stars from me, and yeah, would highly recommend these series. I guess yeah, Off Campus and Briar U if you haven't read them yet. That was finishing off the Briar U series. Well happy to have finally finished that one, which means we are on to our last book, which is Wisteria. This edition is absolutely stunning. I am about to head out to my sister's house to go and see my family because we're going to go to, is it RHS Bridgewater? Is it the Royal Horticultural Society? Like they've got really pretty gardens and it's some kind of like light show for Christmas. Really cute, and it's got like little stalls and Christmassy bits and things like that. So we're all going to go together and just spend some time together. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to come home and I still have my hour and a half of reading to do because obviously 75 books. No, it will be less than that actually because I have audiobooked for some of today and I will audiobook on the way over there in the car. So yeah, we'll have some of this to read, but we'll do that later on in bed. So far we've been building bedside tables. They're going to go up tomorrow and we're going to put the pictures that my mum's made up tomorrow. So yeah, I'm really excited because we have actually finished 2 of the series that we had in progress on my series in progress list, so I'm super happy about that. There's only I think 4 series now where I have books that are out to read, which is super exciting. That's like the most progress I've made on my series in progress list for a really long time. I am really happy about that. I will try and sneak a few clips of the event and show you the Christmassy lights if I can get some decent footage on my phone, and then we'll start Wisteria later.
That's where Dracula lived. That's not what stars look like.
situation. It seems that the alien invasion came on full throttle and invaded my face. I've been so many years outside of my hormonal acne that this has been very upsetting, and I have actually avoided filming because I can't cover them and the makeup is just making it worse. So we're just gonna roll with it. It is what it is. Anyway, for the past couple of days have been on and off reading Wisteria. I got to page 155 yesterday. I've got like a weird thing going on with this book where it's not bad, it's enjoyable, but not like really enjoyable to the point where I want to pick it up. I don't know what it is about it because I really enjoyed Belladonna, really enjoyed that book. It was really good. It's what made me buy the American hardbacks so I could have them because I really enjoyed it. But then when I listened to Foxglove, it was less good for me, and then this kind of gives me the same feeling of like I just don't want to pick it up. To be honest, I can't explain why. I can't explain it. It's not a bad book. I am intrigued to see where it's going to go because there is an element of a fake relationship and there's like magical elements within there, and I really don't see where it's going to go. But yeah, like I say, it's not bad. I don't know if it's a me issue because it is a good book. I don't know how I feel about it, but anyway, I'm not like wanting to pick it up all the time, so I just haven't, which means that I haven't been able to finish it for this one, which is annoying, but also I'm not going to force myself to read something that I'm not in the mood for because that is how slumps happen. So I did finish The Nightbill Prince and I gave that 4 stars, and I actually started The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna on audio, and then yeah, I became kind of obsessed with it and I'm quite far into it now. So I have been reading, I just haven't been reading Wisteria. I will finish it at some point over the next few days, so I'm still calling this video a success. We have successfully finished the Windy City series, the Ryu series, and the Belladonna series. I will just finish the last book off camera, but we have successfully finished 3 of the series that we were in the middle of when we started this video, so I am very, very, very happy about that. That does leave us in a really good situation in our series in progress list. The way that I do my series is that I have a list. If the next books aren't out on the list, then I collapse the list because I've read everything I can up to that point, and then I only have the series that I am actively in the middle of where I have books that still need to be read that I have showing so that I can work my way through. So that's just kind of like how I structure my list because it just makes the most sense to me. We now have 10 on our series in progress list because we successfully read 3. So we've gone from 13 to 10 book series, which is absolutely amazing. And out of those 10 series, we actually only have 4 that have books that are out for me to read, and that is Zodiac Academy, The Poppy War, Magnolia Parks, and the Villains of Law series, which is Blood of Hercules. Bonds of Hercules has just been released, so that is out and ready for me to read. So yeah, I think we've done really well, and I'm actually really excited to do the next one of these at some point if you would like. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's honestly, it means the world, as always. If you did get to this point, then the emoji for this week is the hockey puck and stick emoji for ice hockey. Bringing the dare back for the emoji. If you happen to get the English hockey emoji with where the hockey stick's got a little curve on the bottom, if you pick that one, absolutely fine. Any hockey emoji will do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye.